This notation right here is how it's written to find the second derivative with respect to x. I know it looks kind of weird, but it's just how it looks if you're used to it. You've already done this, where you find the derivative of the left and the right hand sides individually implicitly. Okay, you end up with that right there, and just like before, go ahead and put all the like terms on one side and move all the other ones to the other. So that you end up with this right there, and then divide out the 2y to both sides. So that you end up with that. Now, if you haven't noticed, the derivative of any circle is going to be negative x over y. Okay? So the next thing you need to do is find the second derivative with respect to x. And what we have here is a quotient, so we need to use the quotient rule. And you'll end up with, this right. And there you have it, low d high minus high d low over low low. Okay. This always pops up, and it's always already given to you in the first part of the derivative right there. As soon as you get dy dx, go ahead and substitute what dy dx actually is into that, so that you end up with that. And now you just need to clean it up. Right here we need to find a common denominator. Okay, well, just multiply it in. So just combine these two, giving you x squared. The negatives cancel out, so you're left with this down here. Now you can find a common denominator right there, so that you end up with this. And this right here, okay? And so you can change that into a fraction. When you divide by a fraction, multiply times its reciprocal, so that you have, get rid of that, multiply times the reciprocal, and you end up with this right here. Let me shrink it first.
Can I take the call?
End up with this right here. Now the key to simplifying when you're finding second derivative is always, while you're simplifying, look for the original equation, which is right here. We have something a little bit similar to our original equation. We have x squared plus y squared. Over here we have negative y squared plus x squared. You can factor that negative out. Okay. And we have a value for x squared plus y squared, which is 100. And you're completely simplified now. And that's your answer. Okay, so for your homework, give you a couple of hints here. Just going to be using the product rule there. Make sure you rename those to what you know they're equal to, their equivalent, so that you can get through the problem. For number 5, you got two product rules, and the biggest mistake I see here is after you take the product rule here and you subtract the product rule here. Make sure that negative sign gets distributed into every single part of the product rule. Okay. Same thing here. You got the chain rule right there. You got to rename it first. Okay, no problem there. Nothing, no problems here either. Got another product rule. And then, what else we got? For number 11, it is another product rule. Okay, got a product right there. Quiet, please. And don't forget the two things when you're looking for the second derivative is, first, after you take the first derivative, look for dy dx. Okay? When you take the second derivative, dy dx is going to pop out. Okay? Substitute your answer from your first derivative into dy dx, and then see if you end up finding anything remotely to what you have here. You might not, but if you do, see if you can find anything remotely here. All right, let's do tomorrow before the bell rings.